Thank you everyone for joining. Today's session will be about deploying our universal monitoring agent and how it can auto-instrument into a Kubernetes cluster. This is an extremely powerful feature, as with a single deployment, we are able to automatically monitor your entire Kubernetes cluster with a single agent and auto-instrument all the applications that are being deployed on there. And so right now I am logged into my APM tenant that lives out in our public cloud. And in here, I am in my metric view. As you can see, there is nothing deployed. I'm going to go ahead and deploy the universal monitoring agent. And to do so, it's extremely simple by pointing to our left side menu, going to our agents, and then simply clicking on download agent. And in here, I'm going to go straight to my universal monitoring agent, UMA, and you'll hear us mention this term frequently throughout the presentation. So as soon as I click on that, I'm presented with three different ways of deploying the universal monitoring agent, either through Helm chart or through an operator or through a YAML file, which most folks tend to lean towards this deployment. And we have the instructions for the various ones, starting with step one of downloading the YAML file, and you can simply click here. I've already done this beforehand, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that. In step two, we are given the tenant URL, which you want to go ahead and update inside the YAML file that you just downloaded. And of course, you want to get your agent management credentials and go ahead and apply that inside the YAML file so you can pass that along. Next simple step is simply creating a namespace of CA APM, whatever that's relevant to you as well. And then install using the following command. We even supply you with the command of just doing a kubectl apply for that particular YAML and put in that namespace that we just created. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out of this and go straight to my Kubernetes cluster. I'll go ahead and open that, and essentially I've just downloaded my Kubernetes cluster. Downloaded my YAML file and uploaded it to my Kubernetes cluster. In fact, this is the master node, and I'm going to go ahead and cd to the location, which I believe I'm already in, under my UMA directory, and here's my YAML. And I'll go ahead and simply deploy that. So go ahead and kick that off. And as this deploys, I'm pretty much running a standard small Kubernetes cluster with one master node and two worker nodes. This lives out in our BCP environment. So let me go back now into our APM. Slowly but surely, we'll start seeing the cluster being instrumented, or rather the agent being deployed, and we'll see the cluster nodes come up. So now I'm going to go back to my metric view. And just like that, I've already gotten my 3 nodes populated, my general cluster naming here, I've given it the name of UMA dev cluster. And essentially, you've seen just with a few clicks, I immediately, with a single agent, have been able to monitor my entire Kubernetes cluster. This is now on the infrastructure side. So if I just simply click on any of the nodes, I can look at the sysedge information. I'm already getting all the CPU information, memory disk, I/O, you name it, it's already getting captured now. And in fact, you can even go to Kubernetes and you'll see all the different namespaces. Next, I'd like to now show you the tremendous capabilities of the universal monitoring agent, as getting an app automatically instrumented when it's being deployed within our Kubernetes cluster. So in here, I'd like to now just go ahead and deploy the application. And so let me go to the location that we have the app. And for variety's sake, we'll do a Helm deployment on this. So a Helm install for this app. And pretty much it's a Helm install with the location, the name of Tix Exchange, and the namespace of Tix Exchange. As this deploys, let me give you some background about it. It's a 3-component application with a front end and authentication service, and then finally a MySQL backend. It's a very somewhat simple application. We pretty much utilize it for deploying for demo purposes. And in fact, if I was to hit the URL for it this here, I'm going to get a 404 for it. Waiting a few seconds, eventually I should see the page load itself. So I'm going to give this a quick twirl, and it seems like it's still getting deployed out there. So still the 404. Now, as this gets deployed out, some additional background about it. It's this particular application, as I mentioned, from the name Tix Exchange, and as you can see, just came up. It's a simple application or the ability to log in from the name. It's like a box office site where you can go ahead, log in or sign up, and then go through various venues and select tickets, buy it, check out, that kind of thing, to demonstrate a sort of an e-commerce process or a general web application experience that's out there. So now let's go back into our APM view. I'm going to go ahead and refresh, and you probably already are seeing some of the application already coming through and being auto-instrumented in our metric view. And as soon as we refresh, or rather it was already coming in, we see our web portal that's coming in, our authentication service. Just think about the value here. What has been 10 minutes or so that we have simply went ahead and deployed our universal monitoring agent. We were able to capture our entire cluster in here. And as soon as we had an application deployed, now it's coming up. And so if I click on web portal, I could see immediately the application. I could look at the front ends for that application, and boom, just like that, I'm already getting the responses per interval. And I do have a script in the background that's generating traffic for this, so we can immediately see the application being hit as soon as it goes live. So again, tremendous value with the agility of deploying this UMA agent on any Kubernetes cluster, with the ability to auto-instrument all your applications. Think of the value behind that. Think of the agility and development that we've come across recently with the data center transformation and digital transformations that we're going through, and the rapid deployment of applications and the need to monitor them immediately, pretty much in an autonomous fashion. Thank you.